And it is time for our weekly legal segment here on Midday Maryland. You have a lawyer. Joining us now, Scott Goldstein with Saiontz and Kirk. Scott, thanks so much for coming in again.
Always my pleasure to come back, Wyatt.
Well, I tell you one thing. We talk a lot and we hear a lot from Saiontz and Kirk about if you've been involved in an accident, don't hesitate to reach us. But before someone even has to do that, you say it's time to maybe do a little evidence collecting on your own at the scene. This is something we need to think about.
That's absolutely true. You know, one of the things that we frequently, I always find it very interesting that people walk around nowadays with this little device in their pockets at all times. It's a mini computer, and they document everything. They document what they're eating for lunch. They document where they went in the afternoon. But when the critical time, like a motor vehicle accident, happens, they frequently leave it just sitting in their pocket and don't take advantage of it. A cell phone is a very valuable tool because of the fact that it contains a camera, and it gives you the ability to obtain documentation that we might otherwise have to wait weeks to obtain. For example, take your cell phone out when you can. Take photographs of the license plate on the other vehicle, of the other person's driver's license, their registration card, their insurance information, the location of the vehicles, the damage to the vehicles. These are all things that are of critical importance. And if you can provide us with that information early on, it gives us a jump start in investigating and pursuing a claim on your behalf. Don't depend on standing there when you're nervous, you're upset, you're in the middle of traffic with the beltway flying by at 60 miles an hour, trying to write down critical information that you might get wrong, you might make a mistake about. Use that phone. Take those pictures. Document.
You know, at the moment of an accident and when the dust settles, so to speak, first you evaluate, is everyone okay? And if you are, the very next thing you should probably be thinking about is, well, let me get out and just take some photos here because these may be critical later on.
It's absolutely true. And, you know, you raise an important point, which is the dust settling. Anecdotally, that's important because what people don't recognize nowadays is if you've never been in a motor vehicle when an airbag deployed, when the airbag deploys, the air within that vehicle will fill with a dusty substance that's contained near the airbag. Frequently, people will mistake that for smoke. We've had cases where people, unfortunately, urgently fled a vehicle and put themselves in harm's way by running out into traffic because they were under the mistaken impression the vehicle was on fire. So don't make that mistake. Obviously, inspect the vehicle to make sure it's not presenting a current danger to you. But the other point you raise is an important one as well. Survey yourself and your passengers. Do you need emergency medical personnel? If someone has an apparent injury, get on the phone to 911 right away. Tell them we not only need the police, we need medical help here. It's an important thing to do, and the time is critical.
Well, and I just feel that there's great advice from a safety standpoint, but once you have police and or medical on the way, if you have that opportunity, getting out there, maybe taking a short video of the scene with your smartphone, a few photos of the scene, and even, I have to say that we have to say this, we live in a hit and run world, getting a quick photo of the other vehicle's plate just in case they take off. We've seen it happen.
All of those things are important, Wyatt, and I can't emphasize the importance enough. You know, too frequently, I will show a client a police report, and contained on police reports are diagrams of the vehicles. Clients will say to me all the time, that's not accurate. That's not how the vehicles were. That's not what happened. Well, there's nothing that can refute a diagram on a police report better than photographs that depict the actual positions of the vehicles. Nothing at all. And a video can be helpful as well. You know, nowadays it's interesting. Ever since Baltimore has started the program of body cams, we now can subpoena body cams from police officers when they're investigating. And some of the things that come out of people's mouths at the scene of an accident that have proven to be beneficial to us is just unbelievable. You can't make this stuff up.
Unbelievable. Well, technology, we know it's all about the smartphone now. After the dust settles at that accident, remember to use it. Scott Goldstein, thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure as always.
If you need more information, Saiontz and Kirk, and remember 800 lawyers. We'll be back with more Midday Maryland right after this.